Get that girl a DC.
Give me
Jesus,
a
Delta.
DC.
No, what I'd like to
$200 for a ticket. I want a Diet Coke.
what I'd like to see is you can buy it in the airport, and just bring it on the plane.
For $10 extra.
Well, sure, but if you don't want it that badly, you'd spend the $10.
Oh, I don't want anything that badly.
What I'd like to see is maybe I'd like to see the mom of the little girl
Apologize for putting her daughter in that situation.
Yeah, apologize to her daughter and apologize to the general public. Because I also feel like I'm owed an apology. Just having to watch the video.
For witnessing it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I already don't like watching little kids perform.
Okay.
I think it's always, I'm always getting secondhand embarrassment. What?
I thought you were just going to say, I already don't like watching little kids. And I was like, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank
That's a good
God.
thing.
I mean, also true. But watching little kids perform you always get secondhand embarrassment. It's always like the cringiest thing.
Unless they're like those Ellen kids where they're just like
crazy talented.
fantastic. Yeah.
But even them, they're always a little bit awkward. There's always something up with them.
Always a little tism to it.
Yeah, they got a little stuff going on. But so I hate it. But then you throw it on the internet for the world to see.
All to see.
Yeah. Just don't. Right? New rule in planes, you sit in your seat, you close your damn eyes or you watch a freaking movie. And that's it. You take off, you land, you get off, you get your luggage, you go home or go wherever you're going.
Yeah.
Nothing special. It is a form of transportation. If nobody would get up on a bus and start performing.
No.
And if you did, you should be thrown out of said vehicle.
I'm already fighting demons on a plane. I can't
fight
anything else.
Yeah. I don't want to have to deal with
I'm already fighting panic as it is.
Exactly. I'm the type of person who because I am so afraid of flying, I immediately just go to sleep. I have to go to sleep. It's the only way I can be comfortable on a plane. But I will wake up very easily if there's.
So when they start singing.
Yeah. So when they start bursting out into Moana, I'm like, what is the pilot making a new announcement? What is this? He is Moana. Why? Why is this Captain Moana? It was just not okay.
I saw a video the other day about a plane. I don't know what airline it was, maybe Delta. And I love when they do this when you're on a plane. There was this man in the first row, first class, and they came over the flight attendant intercom thing. And they were like, we have a very special passenger on board. He was a little old man. And it was,
I think I've seen this.
Randy White or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And they're like.
The most basic old white man.
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah. And they were like, today is his birthday. And however many years ago in World War II, he landed at, or the Korean War, whatever it was, he landed at Iwo Jima. Is that how you say it? Whatever that one is.
Yeah, your guess is
one
as
of
good
the
as mine.
one of the big places that they went. He went there on his birthday. And that was like the first day of the war, and everyone was like, "Oh yay!" And he was, he's a little 90-year-old man in his little veteran hat, and he lifted it up, and he was like.
Yeah, I do think I think I've seen that.
I
video.
love when they do those announcements, though.
Yeah.
If you're going to distract people, distract it with stuff like that.
Sure.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah. I mean, again, if it's the flight attendant making an announcement, I'm pretty much fine with whatever they have to say.
Yeah.
Hell, they could have been wishing this girl a happy birthday, too, and I wouldn't have cared.
And you would have been okay?
Yeah.
But the fact that it was her saying
That's what bothers me.
It bothered a lot of people.
It bothered so many people. Watching the POVs of other passengers.
Because there's a lot.
Yeah.
People videoing their faces, and they're like.
Yeah. I would have.
Poor girl. I keep thinking about how she's probably seen all of this, and she's probably just. She's never going to sing again.
Oh, God,
This is
and honestly,
she might have been the next great star.
Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not. But she might have been, and now she's never going to sing ever again.
And
this is it.
I hate to sound so rude, but good, because you deserve. No, she doesn't. I keep saying she doesn't deserve it, and I mean that.
She deserves nothing.
But after that, you don't deserve to sing in public. That's my stance on it. You don't deserve the hate, but you certainly don't deserve to sing in public anymore. Because now I just don't trust you.
Don't give this girl a mic ever again.
Yeah.
Not that she was bad, just the circumstance.
Yeah.
Of what happened.
She sang that song at a talent show at school.
Probably, and she probably was singing it. I wonder if she was nervous when she was singing it, like, oh, I'm singing in front of all these people, or she was like, man, I'm like hot shit right now.
Probably.
I'm the coolest person on this plane.
Because of her mom.
Because of her mom.
She's probably an only child.
Probably.
That's the real problem.
Only children.
Anyways.
She definitely was the oldest daughter, too. As an
Well,
oldest
especially
daughter.
if she's an only child.
As the eldest. But if she wasn't, though, like,
then she's
definitely the eldest daughter. And
Yeah.
as an eldest daughter, I can say that.
I am not that, so.
Ever been an eldest daughter? Sometimes it's fun. Usually it's not. In cases like flying on a Delta plane and singing in front of 200 people,
Being
it's not.
canceled for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Although, if Ellen were still around, she would be on Ellen.
That would have booked her a spot on Ellen.
Yeah, would have pissed me off even more.
Yeah. And she probably would have gotten like some giant gift card or like trip to Disney World. Ellen would have like given her a trip to Disney World where she could have met Moana.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that Disney hasn't been like, this girl can some stupid
We're giving
garbage.
her a full trip.
Yeah.
Paid for vacation to Disney World. Yeah. Man.
Hate it.
We're
Oh, it just
such
makes me angry. It
different people.
just fills me with anger.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Man.
It's other people's happiness, I think, that just makes me upset. Other people's misfortune makes me happy. Other people's happiness just annoys me.
Something wrong with you.
Yeah. Like, be happy. I'm all for happiness.
But
be
Joe's going to
happy-
hate you if
Be
you're
happy
happy.
in the privacy of your own home. Don't be happy
Don't
around
be
me.
happy in front of Joe because
Yeah.
it's not going to go well for you.
Yeah, don't have fun and don't be happy around me because I want to ruin everything about that. Like, I want things to just go up in flames when we're having,
Right.
not literally go up in flames, or to start on fire. Up for debate. But,
Crazy.
in more interesting news, fun news, in my opinion,
Yeah.
KFC is coming out with this is crazy. KFC is coming out with fried chicken flavored toothpaste. This is what I was scrolling on the couch, and I was
And
like,
you're like,
oh, I've
I
got
have
something to
talk
talk about. Yeah, they're teaming up with what's that company? Hi Smile, which I always read as His Smile. There's not two S's, but it always looks like His
Smile.
Yeah. They are teaming up with them to come out with a toothpaste that will taste like KFC chicken. It's $13 a tube. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It also comes with an optional toothbrush that is $59. It's an electric toothbrush.
Okay. It was still as crazy for a toothbrush.
It is a bit pricey for a toothbrush, but also not the most expensive toothbrush. And it's got a built-in timer, that electric toothbrush. Oh, nice.
Oh, you're so easy to please.
Yeah. Apparently this was originally an April Fool's prank.
But people liked it.
But it got so much attention that they were like...
They made it real.
Yeah, okay.
That sounds like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I can't...
I
don't... Isn't the whole point of brushing your...
To not smell like food?
Yeah, to get that nastiness out.
Oh, I can't even like think of what it would taste like.
I do kind of want to smell it.
Maybe smell.
Can't.
I would never put that
because
in my mouth.
Now we're talking like, right, if it has that flavor, but now the texture is going to be like your mind is going to associate it with chicken, but the texture is going to be paste. Chicken paste. Yeah.
You know, like the paste that they used to make the chicken nuggets at McDonald's?
The best thing, sliced bread.
That's what it's going to be, though.
Not that paste, but the chicken
They're
nuggets.
It's just going to be that paste is the toothpaste.
Yeah. This is
That sounds horrid.
Inspired by KFC's iconic 11 herbs and spices. This fluoride-free flavor bomb is described as like
fluoride-free. So is it even toothpaste?
So it's not doing anything. Is described as, quote, like biting into a hot, juicy piece of KFC original recipe chicken, end quote.
Just
but
go
for your
eat
teeth.
some KFC.
Yeah.
Like at that point, just go buy some chicken. How much is the toothpaste? You said like $14. Yeah. Go buy.
You can
some
buy KFC
chicken.
for $13. Yeah,
right. From
absolutely.
KFC. What?
According to the press release, it's a, quote, full-on flavor takeover. of your oral care routine. Mint is out. Crispy golden goodness is in.
It's not in.
I mean, pop off KFC. Let's go, Colonel Sanders, I suppose.
Why not just take the grease from your chicken and rub it across your teeth
Yeah,
and call it a day?
Yummy.
Ugh.
I can't really. I want. Hey, I will never buy it. I
No.
want to hate it though.
I think we should buy it one time just as like an experiment.
It is tempting.
podcast
Only
experiment.
$13.
No, we could
When you
split
think
it.
of it as $13 for toothpaste, it's crazy. When you think of it as a promotion stunt for only $13, that's not so bad.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think of like how like you'd have to love KFC
So
so
much.
much in order to
Like genuinely buy this, except like the only people who can see buy if you're like obsessed with KFC, maybe, but other than that, you're only buying it because it's crazy.
yeah, because it's dumb and
Yeah.
and funny. It's wild to me.
That is insane. I'm the kind of toothpaste already freaks me out. I don't know. But
I'm sorry. Wait.
toothpaste freaks
Yeah,
me out.
we're not gonna just
I'm-
breeze on past that.
I'm the kind of person that like at the dentist, I get like the non-flavored toothpaste.
That's the toothpaste tube. I'm sorry. Did you just say you get non-flavored toothpaste?
Yeah, like the toothpaste that doesn't taste like anything at the doctor's office.
That's worse. I'd
Like,
rather
I
have
can't-
KFC toothpaste.
I can't have like the grape or like the bubble gum. It'll make me throw up.
You get flavorless paste in your mouth.
Yes.
No mint.
Mint's the only one I could do. But sometimes they don't have mint. Sometimes they have literally
Every
like,
dentist has
no,
mint.
so they have like grape or like bubble gum or watermelon or something. I can't do those.
Got watermelon toothpaste at your dentist?
Yeah.
Where do you
Really?
go?
Dr. Kwan.
Oh, love Dr. Kwan. I can't stop looking at the toothbrush is actually pretty nice. I do
What
like
does
it
the
a lot.
toothbrush look like?
It's red and it's got Colonel Sanders on it.
Right. Even comes in like a KFC box.
Yeah, it's got a
Like
whole
a
thing.
chicken box.
It should come in a bucket if they really wanted to
Right.
do a good job.
Right. If they really were marketing this well.
Yeah, it's currently sold out, by the way. So yeah, that's how well they're doing.
Who is buying this?
I don't know. Finger licking good. Limited edition flavor, fluoride-free formula for superior, clean, long-lasting oral health benefits. Really though, does it have long-lasting benefits?
If there's no fluoride in it,
can't
no
imagine.
chance.
List of ingredients: water, sorbitol, glycerin, hydrated silica, xylitol, sodium lauryl sarcosinate. No idea what any of this is.
How do you make something like that taste like chicken? Like who put all those
Yeah, where's the chicken
ingredients-
flavor
Like,
coming?
yeah,
Oh,
like
sea salt. That's where it is. They put salt in their toothpaste.
just salty.
Salty.
And your brain just like tells you it's chicken.
Maybe.
Maybe. Like how the skunk smell at Figment is just burnt coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Well, one of the ingredients is flavor/aroma, and then sea salt. So maybe they did really throw in their 11 herbs and spices, but they
Flavor/aroma.
didn't. They can't release their 11 herbs and spices. That's a secret. That's KFC.
The secret sauce.
KF secret.
I don't
right,
think I've
so
ever had
flavorless.
KFC.
I don't love KFC. I enjoy KFC.
I don't think I've ever had it. Like maybe I would love it. Maybe I should try their toothpaste and I would love it, but
Maybe I wouldn't start with their toothpaste.
I would start with
I would
their
maybe
chicken?
start with their chicken.
you go up from there.
And their French fries, and then graduate to toothpaste
Okay.
in 7 to 10 business years.
Right.
An appropriate amount of time to start
Right.
using a brand's toothpaste.
Do we think it'll be around in 7 to 10 business years?
It's currently sold out. I think it
So
might
maybe?
stick around a little bit. Yeah, they'll sell it. They'll start selling it in the restaurants.
I feel like there is something to that. Like you could definitely sell, like companies could sell flavors of toothpaste with their like things, but why are
Could you
we?
imagine McDonald's toothpaste?
But not like that.
McDanks.
Like let's start with
French
like
fried toothpaste.
let's start with like Starbucks or something. Like
Filet-O-Fish toothpaste.
I'm gonna puke.
That would be so
Oh.
bad.
McRib toothpaste.
Oh no, the McRib.
Didn't they just announce that the snack wrap is coming back?
yes,
Yes,
Snack wrap
they
toothpaste.
sure
they just
did.
fill that with toothpaste.
Ew.
Hated
The
that.
No, I'm-
McLobster roll.
Is that a
Toothpaste.
thing?
It is in some places,
No.
like the
Maine.
fancy McDonald's.
Speaking of the snack wrap, so excited for the snack wrap to be back.
Oh my god, yeah.
That was my order growing up.
Oh, so good. With their little box that had the
Yeah.
tearaway
And
top.
everyone like joking about it, like trying to get it back. You know, I was always like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, that announcement came out after that CEO was shot in New York City.
Yeah.
And the CEO of McDonald's was like, I got to do something to please the masses because
Yeah.
I'm next. And he made the right choice.
Did.
He
He
gets
sure
to live.
did.
He gets to live another year at least.
Can I tell you a secret? I've never had a snack wrap.
Well, good for you. They're coming back.
I don't,
Back,
yeah,
you
I
can
don't know
try
what it
them.
is,
I
but
hope
I'm
they
really
keep them
excited
the
for
same. I
you.
hope they don't change them.
It's McDonald's. They'll change something.
You think?
Yeah.
They don't change the McRib every year when it comes back.
Yeah, that's because they're not dumb. The McRib's already bad. They're not going to make it good.
My dad loves the McRib.
Of course, your dad loves the McRib.
Wait,
the McRib.
on the topic of fast food places bringing stuff back,
Peach milkshake. Is that what you're about to say?
Zaxby's.
Oh,
I was talking about Zaxby's.
what?
Their milkshakes are
The
back.
milkshakes are back. Their brownie one is really good.
Yeah, the
You ever
birthday
had
cake
a-
one.
You ever had a Zaxby's milkshake?
I don't know.
A
Have you ever
Zaxby's?
Have you had Zaxby's?
I've had Zaxby's. Their
Oh.
salads are really
Their
good.
salads. Have you ever had one of their
Salad.
milkshakes?
The milkshakes have been.
I'm not a big milkshake boy.
I'm not
Mm.
either, really. I am pretty exclusive to the
Yeah,
peach
no
milkshake
milkshakes are
from
bringing me to the
Chick-fil-A,
yard. That's for
which
sure.
is
Oh,
coming
yeah.
back next week.
Okay.
What is?
The peach milkshake from Chick-fil-A.
I don't like peach.
Zaxby's have not had milkshakes for 8 years now.
Has it been 8 years?
What have they
It's
been
been
doing?
8 years not having milkshakes.
That's
They-
just poor business.
Their
Yeah.
brownie milkshake was so good.
I think the birthday
Are there
cake one
chunks
is my
of-
favorite.
Brownie chunks.
Yeah, big chunks of bread.
Big
They
old-
also-
big old
They had the
chunks.
birthday cake one with like sprinkles in it.
I don't like birthday cake
I'm
flavored
yeah.
things.
It's more the vanilla. Like if I'm gonna have like a milkshake like that, I want like
only
usually
milkshake
want a chocolate base.
thing that I get is Frosties from Wendy's, but only for dipping my Frenchies.
Those are
What?
good.
Your Frenchies.
My Frenchies. I'm trying to think of other flavored toothpastes that we could get from different restaurants. Got to be fast
I know
food.
they did.
Chipotle
They did like a Girl Scout cookie line.
toothpaste.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, they had Thin Mint.
I would love
and the
Thin Mint toothpaste.
samosas.
They did
What?
shampoo and conditioner
They
too.
also
at some
did
point.
shampoo and conditioner.
Shampoo.
Native. They did shampoo and conditioner.
Girl
Mm,
Scout cookie shampoo.
They were all the scents.
What's the point? Peanut butter shampoo.
One might argue, what's the point of chicken flavored toothpaste?
One doesn't have to argue that one is right. What is the point? But why? Like toothpaste at least makes more sense because you're putting it in your mouth. I wouldn't put
It's just the smell.
I wouldn't
The
put
Thin Mint
peanut
one
butter
smelled like-
scented shampoo in
like
my
people
hair.
at peppermint.
Oh, pepper. What about peppermint?
It's like if you had like a peppermint scented shampoo, be same.
I don't have peppermint shampoo. I have shampoo scented shampoo. I have like dogwood shampoo.
Such a guy thing.
Yeah, this because it's the most basic scent.
Mine is rosemary. Meld.
Smells like rosemary.
That's like rosemary.
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 You could do Burger King.
you
What
could
is-
go.
What's Whopper
go.
toothpaste?
I see. I'm going more like sweet. Like you keep saying savory things. I think
Because
if
I got chicken on the brain.
you're gonna have like a food toothpaste, it's got to be something sweet,
Food paste.
like a frosty
Oh.
toothpaste.
Frosty toothpaste sounds delicious.
So then you'd have people like you just sitting there eating the bottle.
Maybe that's a problem for sure. Yeah, that's why you go savory. It's like you're less inclined to swallow
To
savory
swallow the
paste.
entire bottle of
Yeah.
toothpaste.
Disgusting.
Ooh.
What
What else could we go?
else could? What other fast food restaurants are there? Sure, Dairy Queen could get in on it. Blizzard
oh, yeah,
toothpaste.
a Blizzard one.
But then it's all just ice cream flavor.
Right. But that makes sense to me. Like ice cream toothpaste. Maybe it's because it's
They look
kind
the
of the
same.
same consistency.
Yeah. Like soft serve.
Or I feel like maybe Sonic with some of their like slushy flavors could.
Mm.
Like maybe like a blue raz with nerds.
Sonic's got good corn dogs. You could make the toothpaste tube a corn dog.
Ketchup and mustard.
And oh my god,
Toothpaste.
that is awful. That is the
It
same
would be awful,
consistency.
but
Like that would just be like
the
rubbing
marketing would be
ketchup
cool.
and starred. Ketchup and starred.
Yeah. Like put ketchup inside a corn dog. That's your toothpaste.
How much toothpaste you put in a toothbrush?
I don't know, like a fingernail sized amount.
Do you like? Is it like one, or do you like?
Dollop. I go across. Yeah.
Okay.
I squeeze it and then I like.
Yeah. Are you middle squeezer or bottom?
I'm a top.
You squeeze
Squeezer.
from the
I
top,
think.
like near the end exit of the tube.
Yeah, like you squeeze like I can't even.
You're squeezing like this,
up
like
here.
you've got a trigger on your toothpaste.
No, like if this
tube.
is the top of the toothpaste, like press it like that
What?
and it squeezes out. I'm
That
about to go
is-
like run and grab my
That is
toothpaste
sack.
thing.
Yeah. Where's the dent in your toothpaste tube?
Where's the dent in my toothpaste tube?
Yeah.
Well, like when I first open a thing, probably in the middle. Like a new
Oh.
toothpaste thing, probably the middle.
You're a middle
Right? Easy.
school.
So angry when
Like
you
if it's a
said
brand,
that.
I actually just opened a new one, and it's probably from
And
the
your
middle.
dent's in the middle.
Okay,
Ridiculous.
go look. You want to go grab it for me real quick?
Yeah. Riley, can you
sure.
run and grab some toothpaste?
It's in my bathroom.
I am strictly a bottom squeezer until I start, getting low on the paste, and then I squeeze where the end of the paste is.
Yeah. Do you ever like run it along the side of your cabinet when it's getting low and you?
I run that.
That's what I said. I think I opened it last
Okay, so
night or
hand
the
it
night
to her.
before.
And I think you and I have the same toothpaste.
Fresh mint.
Freshman. Yes. Okay. But now
So, like,
pretend that's your
okay.
toothbrush. I was gonna say pretend the mic is your toothbrush, but that's fine too, I suppose. Look at the grip you've got on that right now. Are you insane? I can see the dent that you've already put in it. That is wild.
I knew it was at the top.
That is absolutely.
knew I wasn't crazy.
That is wild behavior. That's your serial killer trait. That you hold it like you've got like you're pulling out your gun. You got to draw on it. Like what? She's holding it like this. Thumb on the trigger, ready to go. I can feel the missing paste from that zone. The zone has been emptied. I
But then
open it up. Here.
no chance. No.
Right on the
No.
thing. Riley is a middle squeezer. I don't know how you hold toothpaste, too, but
I don't know either.
I'm definitely yeah.
like,
That's like
people. There's also people that hold it like this, and they're just wrong.
no,
getting
that's
too
I
much
don't do
paste.
That's
that.
a child. Do I?
Pretend the microphone is your toothbrush.
And it's hard to do like when you're not actually
I
squeezing
do
it
like,
out.
by the way, that all three of us have almost taken the cap off to actually like.
Exactly.
You
That's
have
the
to
first
take the
step.
cap off.
Yeah.
You have to do the
Natural.
whole thing.
It's hard
Yeah, see
to
how
do.
she's
Yeah,
the
it's
middle
middle.
squeezer.
But then I'll like, when I'm done, I like massage it all down.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Because you have to like push all the toothpaste back in the middle so
Well,
you can
and
squeeze
then
it.
So like I do it from the top, so I'll do it like that to go on.
God, the grip that you
But
have on that thing is absolutely insane.
But
to
then like
me.
when it gets empty, I'll press like up
oh, you
here.
got green paste. We do not have the same toothpaste.
I'll press like up here to do it. That's what I was talking about. Riley's looking at me weird now too,
How do you
so I know
even
this
get
is weird.
No,
leverage
I
up
get
there?
it. I get it.
Like not like right now, but like when it starts to,
Yeah.
like if you have like that much toothpaste
Yeah.
left, like
Yeah, you
a quarter,
squeeze from the end of
then
the
I
toothpaste.
start to squeeze from up top
How
Right.
drained do you get your toothpaste tube before you throw that thing out?
as I get everything out of it.
Oh,
There's no
I
shot you get everything out of it.
I
with that
do.
will
grip.
I will fold the tube over on itself and then
Yeah.
press. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, me too.
And you press from up here.
Sometimes
You
I
don't
get crazy
enough,
and I roll
what's
the
your
top
grip
down.
strength? What, like, your pinky strength must be insane. If you're able to put your thumb on the top and then squeeze with the bottom of your hand, there's no way. That's wild. And then when you get down to the bottom,
And then when I get down to the bottom, it's
but you're squeezing with the bottom part of your hand there. Just full pinky into two. That is crazy to me.
I'll just leave that there.
I'm like, with my thumb, I'll literally, when it gets down to the bottom, I'll do this. And I'll stick my thumb in the middle of it and just
Yeah, I'll do that sometimes.
really just blow
Yeah.
the back out of that thing. I have never seen somebody hold toothpaste that way.
What can I say?
That's crazy behavior.
At least I put ice in my soda.
And you're still wrong. Twice this week, by the way, I've gone out to get drinks. Both times they've given me ice in my drink. And I'm like, motherfucker.
As they should.
And I've said no ice. It comes out, I'm like, Jesus. Riley and I just make eye contact.
Yeah, something.
Okay, try again.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it anymore. But anyways, Moe's Queso toothpaste. Delicious.
Jalapeno crema toothpaste from Chewy's.
From Chewy's?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Wild.
Lord.
Anyways, what do you have?
What was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about Sunrise on the Reaping.
Right.
So that's the only thing I did this week.
You finished?
I did finish. We went to the beach last week, which
Did you
was
get burnt?
I got a little crispy, but I did fine. Not as bad as Caitlin was.
Was she burnt?
Fried
Ooh.
to a crisp.
Jeez.
It's peeling so bad. I'm like itchy, you know, like after you get like cooked a little bit, you get itchy.
Yeah, my thighs were itchy earlier this week.
Yeah, I'm a little
I was
itchy,
at Dak
but
Lodge.
I did pretty good. But yeah, I didn't finish the book there, but I got pretty close because you know the beach is a great place to
Cry.
to read.
Oh.
Beach is a great. I mean, I guess cry.
You did cry.
I did cry a lot. That was what I was gonna get to. Yeah. So I think it was the night after we got back from the beach. I had 100 pages left, and it was midnight. I forget what we were doing before, but it was whatever the time. I sat down in bed at midnight, and I had 100 pages left, and I was like, I could finish this by 1 o'clock in an hour. Like the last 100 pages usually go by pretty quick, so I was like, I could finish this in an hour. And I'm sitting there and I'm reading and I'm going through, and I've got the last chapter and the epilogue left, and I was like, I feel like I've been reading for a long time. So I looked at my phone. It was 1:30. I was like, oh,
Gasp.
I've been reading a while. But at that point, I was like, I just got to finish it at this point. I'm committed. Read the last chapter, sobbed. And then I was like, oh my God, the epilogue. And so I read the epilogue, and it was worse.
Yeah.
The epilogue alone.
The last chapter sends you over the edge, and then the epilogue.
The epilogue
make sure
alone.
you stay there.
Yeah, because when I texted, so this is what the extent of what I texted them. I like even pull it up. It was something along the lines of like, I just sat and stared at the wall for 5 minutes.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that was what I did too after I finished the book. I just sat there. Like, how do you even?
So I sent them a video after. Oh, you can't see that. I sent them a video after I read the last chapter, and that was the first one. And I was like, I just sat and stared at a wall for 5 minutes in shock.
Yeah.
Because the last chapter is crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then I read the epilogue, and I was sobbing like a baby. And I sent them a video of that too. And Joe said that that's the exact explanation of what your emotional response should be after Sunrise on the Reaping. Ugh, so sad. And then I was
so happy when you sent that because just a day or two prior, there's this guy that Riley and I watch on YouTube called free shout out Lynn Moore, who reads books and then watches the movie if there is one. In this case, he just read the book because the movie's not out yet. That's what he always does. He says book, movie, book, movie, book, movie. And he just read Sunrise and did not have a good reaction to it.
Really? Like, didn't like it, not good reaction.
Like, didn't like the way that it was written, not good reaction. Like, he thought the story was good, but he had his critiques and his complaints, and he ultimately, because he only just recently read the Hunger Games books, all of them.
Yeah.
And then, you know, a month later, he read Sunrise on the Reaping. He, in what I said, was he doesn't have the appreciation for the books like the fans do.
Because I read it growing up.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
I watched the movies in theaters.
Yeah.
When they came out.
And so, like, you know, he's sitting in the comfort of his bedroom just reading these stories.
Right.
And then he reads Sunrise a month afterwards.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have that same value.
Right.
And so he, like, honestly, like, tore the book apart. Like, just totally shit all over it.
Wow.
And I was like angry. I was like, how does he not appreciate how good this book is?
Yeah.
And then I went to the comments and I felt so validated because
That's
everybody
good.
was like, dude, you missed big time on this book. Like, you are wrong. Your opinion is dead wrong. Everybody
has their own opinion, but sometimes you're just wrong.
Yeah. And so everybody in the comments was bashing him. And I was like, thank
Wow.
God. Like,
Yeah.
I feel validated that I'm not crazy.
I have seen very few bad reviews.
Yeah,
of this
that was the
book.
only one I had seen.
Yeah. Most people tend to really like this.
Yeah.
As they should. It's an incredible story.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read a comment earlier today because since I finished that book, my entire TikTok has been Hunger Games, and it's just been making it 10 times worse because I'll watch something and I'll get even more sad.
Yeah.
And me and Caitlin, the last 2 days, rewatched the entire series.
Mm-hmm.
We watched all of them.
That's what we did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because I was like, I need something.
Yeah.
I need to feel something. So we finished Mockingjay Part 2 this morning. But I read a comment on one of the videos, and it was like, Sunrise on the Reaping in itself is a very sad book. However, that's not the point of the book. The point is to make the other 3 even more sad, because then we watched those movies and I was like,
and you make the connections.
You make some of
see
the connections
things,
and you see what happened and you like,
yeah,
and it just makes it worse.
So good.
Ugh.
So heartbreaking.
Yeah. That's it. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
And that's like when you sent that video, I was like, thank God. I was like, because if you had sent the video after you finished the book and you were like, yeah, it was good,
It was all right.
I would have been like,
Halfway
First of all,
through,
we can't
that's
be friends
where I
anymore.
was. Like halfway through, I was like, it took me a month to read it, which
that's crazy.
partly
I was
because
done-
of
I think I was done in 2 days.
partly because of things that were happening in my own life. Like it was just a hectic time. But also like the first half of the book, I was like, But then you get to the latter half, which of course all of her books are that way, like because the games are in the latter half.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
And then it did.
And it did.
And then it did.
Yeah. Because it's like, for those of you who have read the Hunger Games books or watched the movies, right? Like you're reading a prequel, so you know to an extent the outcome.
The book is about Haymitch, and you know Haymitch doesn't have any friends or family in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out why he doesn't have any friends or family.
Yes. And that's what hurts.
That's what hurts.
That's what kills you.
And you read, she wrote in her acknowledgments to the readers, she wrote, thanks for sticking along and reading this book, even knowing how, like, what the outcome is.
Yeah.
Because you do. You know what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah, you just don't know how the outcome
just don't know how it's going to get there. So you're going to get attached to all of these characters because I did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
And you have to, like, you can't try not to. You,
No.
Like, you just can't. As
she
a
writes,
reader
she
of
writes
these
her
great
characters
books.
so lovable.
Yeah. Because she very easily could have just written characters that
were like,
yeah.
whatever.
But she took the time to, like, flesh them all out, even
make
give
you
every
like
single tribute
them.
names, which she didn't do in the original Hunger
No.
Games book. You didn't know.
We didn't even know
Foxface's
Foxface.
name. Yeah.
I was just, a
Um,
very important tribute. We
Yeah.
don't even know her name.
Nope. Didn't learn most of the people's names from the first Hunger Games
We
book.
know like 6 of them, 7 of them.
Yeah. And so in this one, to like have one double the amount of tributes and give every single one of them a name. Now, granted, most of them did immediately die. You never get to meet them, but you still get
They have a name and a life.
Yeah.
And like.
And she didn't have to do that. She very easily could have been like, yeah, there's 48 tributes and blah, 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 blah. And here are the ones that we want you to focus on.
Right.
But no, she gave us everyone.
I even was saying, because Caitlin, she has not read the original. She's seen all the movies, but she's never read the book. So she didn't really care as much about like spoilers. So she was like my person that I talked to. I was like, here's everything that's happening. Because I needed someone to talk to. And I was telling her, I was like, this, I know they're not going to make it, but this book, the movie, could almost be rated R.
I wish.
Yeah,
It
and
won't, but
we were watching the movies, and I was like, these all could be rated R, but like Sunrise, with how like heavy it is and how graphic some of the bits are.
Mm-hmm. Some of the bits.
I know, I was
Yeah.
crazy.
Such a good book. Phenomenal.
Such a good book.
I wish she would write more. I don't think she will, though.
No more.
I don't think she's going to make any more.
Really? I think she's going to finish out this trilogy. I think she's...
Where do you go?
Finnick.
Yeah, I guess you could, but I don't know the value that it'll necessarily hold.
I think... That was a really weird...
I think...
So...
That's what I think a lot of people want.
Trying
and
to
that's,
say this
me,
without...
myself being included, but...
I want it. However, I think it could make sense with what she's done with the last two without too many spoilers. These two are about, like, they're building up to the rebellion that happens in the final trilogy.
Sure, yeah.
And Finnick obviously takes has some part in that. And so I
Absolutely.
think you could introduce like how he's introduced to the rebellion. Like I think she could do something with that.
Yeah, I think it could.
Because
Like,
the Sunrise has how Haymitch and Plutarch are introduced to the rebellion, kind of.
yeah.
I think you could continue with that with Phoenix games. Because it's not too much before the original trilogy.
Yeah. Which I think that's what makes it probably a little bit more difficult
Yeah.
is like the closer you get to the original trilogy, the slightly harder it is to,
What else could she do?
yeah, like it's harder to introduce different characters that you wouldn't have already heard about. It's harder to do certain things.
Yeah.
You know, of course you can introduce 23 other tributes that all die, but
Yeah.
it's still, it's hard. I think it's hard to do. So I do think she's considered it. And I think a lot of people want it. Again, myself included. I'd love to hear Finnick's
I think
story.
it would make sense for her to do a third book. I know that it's like, what is she going to write about? But
Sure.
like, she's got an original trilogy and you've already got 2 books right here. Just make it a third.
Yeah, but it's not really a trilogy. It's just they're all standalone books except for the trilogy.
Unless she found a way to like tie them all together with a third one, that would be sick. Like really tie them all together.
Yeah. I mean, she tied these two together enough with
Yeah.
the interaction between Haymitch and Snow.
Yeah.
So
I was not expecting, I guess I won't say that because it's spoiler. The epilogue. Like I was not expecting when it took place
yeah.
to be like and in the movie, you know how like I'm excited to see how they do the epilogue in the movie.
I hope they do the epilogue in the movie.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because that would be really cool to see.
Yes. I agree.
But
the book's been out for a while. We could spoil it.
we could spoil it, but however.
Yeah, but we won't.
Anyway,
Either way, phenomenal.
That was the last week of my life was that book, so
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Also, I got a tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Side note.
So you got yours on your wrist.
Yes.
Everybody else got theirs on their ankle?
Yes.
Why not ankle?
Because it was my idea to get, we got Twin Day, which means let's go in Swahili, which is something we say on all of our safaris. And they wanted to get something else originally, and I wanted to get this, and I wanted to get it on my driving hand so I could see it while I'm driving because
you're like, and the next word is Twende.
it reminds me. I don't know. It just made sense. They got it on their driving foot, which also makes sense. I wanted it on my wrist. Yeah. I knew I wanted it up here though.
Okay.
Like from the beginning.
Yeah. Cool. Where's Meg getting hers?
On her ankle.
Okay.
Yeah. She's getting the exact same like font and stylage of mine, but the other 2 got cursive.
Yeah.
Like
you ever learn how to write cursive?
Sure did.
Okay. Didn't know if you were too young for that.
No, I was in that.
They don't teach it anymore.
Don't.
At least I don't think they do.
Learned all of it. We learned cursive, or at least like the alphabet in cursive and numbers, and we learned the sign language alphabet. I don't know if that was like a thing they did in standardized school, but
I mean, I learned the alphabet just growing up in sign language, but I didn't.
We learned it in school.
I didn't learn it.
Learned it. I remember it was 3rd grade for whatever reason. I remember it was 3rd grade.
And cursive was when?
First.
For me, it was second.
Might have been second.
Yeah.
Might have been second. Yeah.
Trivia.
Sure.
Riley, you're up. You're up. Does it have multiple choice?
No.
Okay, that's
okay.
fine.
Hmm. Okay, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
ready.
So, in what century did the dodo become extinct?
What century?
Ooh.
In what century did the dodo bird become extinct?
Feel
That's a good question.
Yeah. I would accept like, instead of saying it as the century, I would also accept like a centuries is different from
Like
Well,
21st, 20th, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but like remember that's not.
Yeah, so we like just to make sure we're on the same page. The 18th century is the 1700s, and the 19th is okay.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. Cool. Just so our guesses
Okay.
are accurate.
That's yeah.
Okay. I'm locked in.
Okay.
Me too, but I'm not confident.
Okay.
What'd you say?
The 19th.
I said the 18th. I originally said 19th.
I
and
was
I
gonna
dropped
say
it down.
18th and went up.
17th century.
Let's go. I was
So
gonna say 17th, but I was like, it's way too low. So then I was like 19th.
I went with
18th.
higher because I was like, I feel like in my head it was earlier than you would expect. Not earlier, but like
later than
more
recent
than you would
yes.
expect.
I
But so
also
what's that?
was
The
thinking
six?
that,
Is
and
that
then I
the
was like, but let me go
1600s?
back. Yeah.
Hmm.
Which it's still
That's far
more
away.
recent than I would expect.
More recent than I would expect.
Only
but
400 years ago, dodo birds stopped walking around.
Can you imagine?
The last one was killed in 1681.
Killed.
Yeah, they like hunted them, didn't they?
I thought they
Yeah.
went extinct because
They're also stupid.
survival just out for them. Survival of the
No, they
fittest.
were overhunted.
They have good meat. They tasty. They were thick, right?
Yeah, they were very, very large.
So good, probably good meat.
Land-dwelling birds.
Land
100.
dwelling.
That means there's no like pictures, like
They're
actual
essentially
pictures
like
of them.
turkeys,
Kind of.
I think they should bring them back.
like the dire wolf.
Yeah.
Back the dodo.
Bring back the dodo. That's what we really want.
2026, you're the dodo.
That's what we really want to see. We don't want a dire wolf. We want a dodo
Exactly.
bird.
I mean, I do want a dire
I
wolf.
do too.
Dodo also. I'm at 4.0 at 0, so now a commanding lead. Suck it. Anyways, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Annabelle.Kessinger on Instagram and TikTok. And my eat of the week. Why am I thinking long and hard?
I didn't like that.
Out loud.
I eat this week.
That's why I said think long and hard. Because I knew you were going to say, what did I eat this week?
Yeah. Where did we eat at the beach?
Sand.
I don't know.
Right.
We weren't there.
Sea. Well, yeah, we were not there. Water.
Seawater.
Sea turtle.
We went to this ice cream place at the beach. You know ice cream?
Called. Yeah, I don't like ice cream.
No? No, I didn't say that. I don't remember what it was
Not
called.
my favorite, but
It was like this little family-run ice cream shop, and they made like homemade ice cream, and we got like the moose tracks or whatever they're like the chocolate peanut butter one. Very good.
Way to support a small business.
Not off the
Yeah,
top of
damn.
not off the top of my head.
where'd you go? Which beach?
Daytona. Yeah. It was all right. The beach.
It's a beach.
It's a beach. It's not one of the nicer ones I've been to, which was fine. Got the job done.
You're going to look on your map for this.
Sure am. I'm not going to be able to find it.
No. Anyways,
Do
you
yours.
got moose tracks?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was very good.
Nice. I'm glad that's all you ate at the beach.
Yeah.
You can follow me on my photography Instagram, Sharky_photography, my regular Instagram at Secret Agent Sharky. My eat of the week is tough. I've had a lot of. I am gonna go with the seafood that I had at the crab.
I feel like you always say seafood boil. I feel like that's
I've
been your answer
never-
like many
I've never
times.
said my first time ever having a seafood.
Maybe we
boil.
just talked about it the other week, and
I
that's what I'm
think we may
thinking
have
of.
because Riley does not like seafood, but her TikTok is full of seafood boils.
Okay.
I've literally watched like 4 or 5
Hundreds.
of them during this episode.
And so she knows that I like seafood.
Right.
And so she asked me if we could go to a seafood boil restaurant so she can experience in person eating a seafood.
Right.
Somebody eating a seafood boil, but that somebody happened to be me. And I was like, okay. So we went,
Okay.
and I got 2 pounds of food. Got crab legs.
2 pounds?
Pounds. I got
Wow.
a half pound of crab legs. I got a half pound of mussels, half pound of sausage, half pound of shrimps.
Wow. A lot of food.
A lot of food. It also came with corn,
They
potatoes.
usually do, yeah.
Yeah, corn, potatoes, and hard-boiled egg.
Oh.
Riley ate the hard-boiled eggs. I ate everything else. Corn, I ate the potatoes. I ate shrimp, the mussels, the crab legs. I took home some of the sausage because I couldn't finish.
Where was this?
Crazy Crab on 192.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
And I'd never had a seafood before. This is my first time ever. Um, it was so good. I don't even really know that I have words. I'd never had mussels before. I
don't
was like
like
a little
mussels.
afraid of trying mussels because I like clams and I like oysters.
To buy a half pound of mussels, not knowing if you like them or not, is
Yeah.
very brave.
Well, yeah, the reason I did that is because Riley really, really wanted the hard-boiled eggs. And any other combo that didn't include mussels, like if I got the combo that I wanted, which was sausage crab, if I had gotten just that, it would not have had eggs. It had corn and potatoes. So I was like, let me get the other one, slightly more expensive, but it comes with hard-boiled eggs. It wasn't that much more expensive.
All
It
right.
had the mussels. So I was like, I like clams and I like oysters. Mussels are essentially just how bad
They
it
are,
can
yeah.
be. And they specifically were the best part of that.
Oh.
They were so good. I slurped those puppies down.
I strongly dislike mussels.
They were delicious.
Not many foods I don't like. That's one of them. I don't like seafood though, so I'm not a good judge.
Yeah. No, I thought I liked clams a lot. Mussels, phenomenal compared to clams.
Very slimy.
They weren't. Like, I agree, which is what I was expecting. And like that's why like oysters sometimes I struggle with because they're
Slimy.
the biggest version and
Right.
they are very slimy. Clams, a little bit smaller, but are also quite slimy. You use clams as butter and other condiments, make it better to get down.
Right.
These mussels
Very
were
good.
so tender, so well cooked, like
Yeah.
I could actually chew it. And it was
Instead of
just
just have it slide down the gullet.
yeah, it wasn't just a booger down the throat. It
Right.
was
Straight
like
back.
actually something I could chew.
Okay.
And it had like a texture.
Mm.
It was delicious. Oh my God.
Glad you liked it. Not for me, dog.
Yeah.
Glad you liked it. I
but that
found the
was
ice cream
restaurant. I got
place,
a pink lemonade and they gave me ice.
as one tends to do.
Not me.
Because if somebody asked me for no ice at a restaurant, I would probably give them ice anyway.
Oh, so you'd just be a bad waitress? Cool. Or maybe never to come and eat at your restaurant.
Okay. You're not invited.
Good.
The ice cream place is called Cherry Hill Ice Cream Cafe on Daytona Beach.
Oh, it sounds very.
They had karaoke too. Oh my God, I forgot.
The ice cream had
Yeah,
karaoke?
I forgot to mention that. I don't know how. They had karaoke and it looked like one of those joints where it was like all of the old people that just live on the island or near the island, like live there full time.
Yeah.
They just go hang out because it was a Friday night we went. They just go hang out on the island and they went to karaoke. All the old people were singing their old people songs.
Yeah.
Didn't recognize a single one of them.
Yep.
Having a great time. Most of them sounded really good too.
They do a lot of karaoke over there.
I don't know what it is about old people and singing, but
Oh, they love it.
not
Old people
but not even
love
that
singing.
they enjoyed it. But they all sounded good. Like none of them sounded bad.
I think it was one of those things like when they were all growing up, that's just
It's
something
just a
they
thing
all
that
did.
you did.
Yeah, so now they just have
They just
that,
all know how to
that
sing.
talent enough to
Yeah,
get by.
all sounded very good.
Yeah.
So we ate our ice cream and watched the old people sing karaoke.
They when a few years ago my brother came down to visit and he and I went to Daytona for like the day. And we went to a restaurant right on the beach. And they had karaoke there.
Yeah.
And this little old woman got up and like, all right, pop off, grandma. Jeez. Good.
Yeah. Oh, most of them were. Anyway,
Impressive.
Cherry Hill. Good job. Homemade ice cream.
Anyways, as for the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter at CSGPod, CSGPOD. Follow us on TikTok at The Shuffle Podcast and on Instagram at The Shuffle_podcast. And subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all at The Shuffle Podcast. Riley, thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will talk at you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.